Right now on Hoosier News Source, President Trump's immigration ban has sparked up controversy. Find out what IU faculty is doing to protect our international students.
And the month that's full of culture and appreciation, Black History Month.
These stories and more coming up. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. I'm Amelia Reynolds.
And I'm Lauren Becker.
The 7-country travel ban enacted by President Trump has been halted. Federal Judge James Robart temporarily suspended the ban by stopping the administration from enforcing Trump's orders. The government's request to resume the president's ban was denied Sunday morning. For now, travelers from the previously banned countries may travel to the U.S. if they have a valid visa. Even though the ban has been halted, IU faculty are taking initiative to protect international students who may be affected.
IU faculty and professors have reached out beyond the classroom for their students.
They felt really excluded by the rest of IU, or that they weren't welcome. And you put on an immigration ban on top of that. It just is a really heavy message to a lot of our students, and especially to our Muslim students.
IU welcomed international students with open arms to learn and ask questions about the ban. The presentation at the union gave information to students about where they could turn to for help.
I can be crystal clear in unequivocally stating to you that this order is entirely contrary to the values we hold most dear at this university.
Everyone here has gathered to show their support for the people affected by this ban. And even faculty are trying their best to make students feel more safe and secure here at IU.
It's in solidarity with all the internationals and all the foreign-born students, really. The experiences that they're having. I had some of those experiences myself.
For Hoosier News Source, I'm Elena Cuevas.
Students seeking legal services related to the ban can contact the Immigration Attorney's Office at ois@iu.edu.
Donald Trump argues that the refugee ban will keep us safe from possible terror attacks, saying refugees could bring the next Boston bomber. The White House also said the Obama administration enacted a similar policy in 2016, stemming the flow of refugees from Iraq. While Obama's actions didn't mean an absolute ban, as did Trump's, both were initiated with national security in mind. For now, the administration is honoring the halt that federal judge James Robart of Washington State has placed on the executive order. However, the appeal process has begun and may bring the case before the Supreme Court. Well, the travel ban is not the only thing affecting students here on campus, but also professors. Babak Sirajeh, an associate professor of physics, is a dual citizen in both Iran and Canada. He is a collaborator for a U.S.-funded research grant in Israel. Babak was about to embark on his journey to Israel to meet up with a colleague when Donald Trump signed the executive order. It was not until he arrived at the Newark, New Jersey airport that Babak questioned if he should even travel to Israel.
The mood had changed, and there were reports of permanent residents being detained or turned away, and also reports from friends and social media about dual Canadian citizens being turned away.
At that point, Babak decided not to continue on his travels to Israel. But the ban also affects his personal life. He recently proposed to his girlfriend and will be getting married in April. But it is unclear if his mom, who lives in Iran, will be able to attend.
Early Monday, IU administration was notified of racist flyers posted around campus from a white supremacy group. The flyers were posted undercover. They targeted the doors of faculty of color and other ethnicities. The same white supremacy group stated on social media that they've targeted nearly 30 other campuses with the same flyers. The university is working with the police and the FBI. IU administration says they do not tolerate racism, bigotry, and discrimination. They also urge the community to stand together. Students gathered to celebrate the beginning of Black History Month last Wednesday at the Neil Marshall Black Culture Center. This kickoff event featured speakers from the community, fellowship, and free food. The event encouraged students to come together to celebrate the importance of Black history and to preserve its legacy all year long. The month will feature events such as Black Family Feud and a Black Excellence Alumni Panel. On February 19th, there will also be a Black Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day. For more information on upcoming events, visit nmbcc.indiana.edu.
Coming up on Hoosier News Source, the biggest celebration at IU to celebrate the Chinese New Year.
And looking to take that special someone somewhere cute for Valentine's Day? We've got the location ahead.
These stories and more coming up. Stay with us.
It's an honor to be here.
After suffering a season-ending injury in late March,
as you can see behind me,
Welcome back. IU Delta Tau Delta fraternity members have created a GoFundMe page to support their former chef, Carmen Arbuckle. The fraternity was kicked off campus in January. Their suspension left Chef Arbuckle without a job. The money raised will go toward helping Arbuckle and her family in this time of unemployment. Members say Arbuckle was one of the sweetest individuals they had ever met. They say the purpose of the fundraiser is to, quote, give back and help a woman that helped take care of them while at school. Arbuckle was viewed as a second mother by many members, including DELT's president, Landon Sinnis.
She's more than just a cook to us, though. She's always there talking with us. If anyone needs anything, I know I've had some hard times just being away from home and stuff like that, and just transitioning into the house. She was always there to lean on.
So far, the GoFundMe page has raised $13,000 of their $15,000 goal. To donate, visit the website gofundme.com/Carmen-Arbuckle-support.
On February 3rd, the Indiana University Chinese Scholars and Students Association helped the Spring Festival Gala at IU Auditorium. Before the show started, the audience enjoyed free Chinese food in the hall. The Spring Festival Gala is the biggest annual event among Chinese students. About 2,000 IU students, professors, faculty members, and Chinese Americans came to this event to celebrate the Chinese New Year. The show included Chinese singing, dancing, comedy, and crosstalk. A famous Chinese rapping group flew from Beijing to perform in the show.
We were away from our parents, friends in China, so the Spring Festival is a culture of Chinese. We did this because we want people to feel like they were at home.
The Indiana University Chinese Scholars and Students Association was founded in 1990. It has served the IU Chinese community for 27 years.
After a hard-fought battle, the New England Patriots are champions of the Super Bowl 51. The Patriots played against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. The Falcons were up 23-8 with 8 minutes remaining in the second half, but the Patriots, led by quarterback Tom Brady, came back to tie the game. This comeback led to the first overtime in Super Bowl history. In overtime, the Patriots scored a touchdown, defeating the Falcons. This year's Super Bowl halftime show was headlined by Lady Gaga. Gaga sang patriotic tunes in some of her greatest hits. According to CNBC, Super Bowl 51's ratings were lower than the past 2 Super Bowls. Lady Gaga was not the only familiar face of the game. Vice President Mike Pence made an appearance at Super Bowl 51 Sunday. On his way to Houston, Pence picked up 2 wounded war veterans to accompany him to the Super Bowl. The former Indiana governor then flew to Houston Sunday morning on Air Force 2. It is unclear who Pence was rooting for at the game, but the vice president did get a good view of all the action. Pence is the 4th sitting vice president to ascend a Super Bowl, but no sitting U.S. president had ever made an appearance. Former President George H.W. Bush got out of the hospital a week ago, but was at the Super Bowl for the pregame coin toss.
If you are looking for a place to make a move on that special someone, IU has the perfect place. The Rosewell House, located right in front of Wiley and Kirkwood Hall, is one of the oldest structures on Indiana University's campus. Completed in 1908, the well was a major source of water for faculty and students of the university. Throughout its years, it's changed significantly to one of many romantic spots on campus. Its use included proposals, courtship, and pinning. On Valentine's Day, many couples will be in the well planting kisses at the strike of midnight, a tradition that everyone must participate in at least once.
It was a big weekend for Hoosier sports. IUS TV reporter Lawson Gutzwiller joins us in studio with this weekend's highlights. Lawson?
With a win and a loss in their back pocket after 2 consecutive road games, the women's basketball team returned home to face the #3 team in the nation, the Maryland Terrapins. The Hoosiers were hoping for a victory on National Girls and Women in Sport Day, but the Terps proved to be too much for Indiana on a poor shooting night. Shooting a season-low 32%, Indiana only managed 56 points to the Terps' 92. Undefeated in the Big Ten, Maryland out-rebounded the Hoosiers 47-32 on their way to an 11-0 record in the Big Ten play. Indiana falls to 15-8 overall with a trip to Rutgers on the horizon. The club ice hockey team is gearing up to finish their season, but first, Lewis University met the Indiana Hoosiers at Frank Southern Ice Arena for a 2-game series. The Hoosiers dropped the first game on Friday by 1 goal, but rallied back on Saturday for a 5-4 victory. It was back and forth throughout the match, with each goal from Lewis coming less than a minute after Indiana scores. The final goal of the game came from a breakaway from junior Adam Friedman, and for the first time in the game, Lewis committed a penalty instead of scoring a goal directly after the Hoosiers. That put the game out of reach for the Flyers with less than a minute remaining. The IU hockey team finds the conclusion to their season this Friday and Saturday in a 2-game series with Aurora University. The Princeton Tigers visited the Bloomington campus on Saturday in hopes of a victory against the undefeated IU men's tennis team. Heading into the #1 doubles match with double victories for both teams, Raheel Minajee and Kayvon Trabizzi came through for the Hoosiers with a big win, taking the doubles points over #16 doubles team in the nation. In singles, Indiana held a 3-0 lead overall, with the Tigers responded with 2 victories. With a tie on the line, sophomore Antonio Sembellin clinched the Hoosier victory with an epic 3-set win over Luke Gamble. Freshman Bennett Crane made the victory so much sweeter with a comeback win at 6 singles. The Hoosiers put their 6-game win streak on the line this Wednesday against the Louisville Cardinals here at home. That's all for this week in sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Lawson. That's all we have for you this week. For more campus and local news, visit our website at iustv.com.
And like us on social media. Like us on Facebook at IUS TV News and follow us on Twitter at Hoosier NW Source.
From all of us here at IUS TV, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.